Coach, just what were your overall thoughts? It seemed like the first half may have been one of your better halves of basketball of late.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I'd probably like just like incredible energy from the crowd. Um, all of us, like all the players, coaching staff, we want to thank like event management team and the marketing department for, you know, helping navigate tonight because not easy to get people here and create that excitement. So we want to thank them. Now to your question, Hutch. Great first half defensively. I mean, it's just you don't see a college basketball game where somebody you hold them to 3 for 25. We were extremely excited to play this game based on how the game went down in Baton Rouge. I thought we had a group that was really motivated the last 48 hours. And as we got closer and closer to tip off, there was no external motivation needed. That locker room, I feel like, was extremely motivated to play this game.
And then when LSU kind of went on a run to cut it to 11 in the second half, Devo told us he was the one that called the timeout there. Have you ever had a player do that for you in the college level? And what did you think? And it seemed like it worked out.
Yeah, probably Devo's done that about 3 times, maybe 4. I know he did it at least once as a freshman. Probably 2 parties, probably tired, mad, knows I'm not going to call one. So you add those 3 together and he called it himself. We got plenty, and he could probably call 2 or 3 and we'd still have enough left for late game if we need it.
Yeah, Eric, it was a good bounce back game for Ricky. What'd you think of his all around game? He had a lot of assists and boards. And just the fact that, he didn't play well, obviously the last game and bounced back pretty well. What'd you think of that?
Yeah, I think with Ricky, we feel like he's such a great athlete that he needs to help us defensive rebounding. That was a big point of emphasis from the last game, and he went out and had 6 defensive rebounds, and then certainly his 7 assists because he does draw defensive attention. So his 7 assists tonight, and he had some games earlier with 4, 5, 6 assists. I think in Maui he had a night of pretty high volume assists, and I thought our shot selection was really good tonight. We just settled and took ill-advised shots against LSU in their own building. I thought we cleaned that up a lot tonight.
And then you guys, the 3-point shooting, 4-25 down there, 5 of 13. Really, you guys have been shooting from 3 pretty well. What do you think's been the key to that?
I just think guys have really been putting in the work. I mean, we've talked about, the importance of getting in the gym outside of practice and getting reps in. And I think, tonight I thought it helped us from the foul line. I certainly thought in the last week and a half, it's helped us from 3-point line as well.
Just back to Devo's game, 2 ways tonight. 7 of 8 from the floor, and then the job he did defensively. Just what'd you make of the performance by him and just the confidence that he's playing with right now?
He's playing fabulous. He really is. Defensively, it's every single night. Because the defensive job that we did on number 12 KJ Williams and 44 Adam Miller. Those 2 guys are really good offensive players. Those 2 guys are perfectly capable of putting up really good numbers from an offensive standpoint. And I thought Devo did a really good job just chasing, Miller, because they bring him off a lot of screens and he cuts hard. And then certainly from an offensive standpoint, he was very, very vocal in timeouts tonight throughout the whole game. And we've kind of been waiting on someone to emerge a leader with their voice instead of, it being the coaching staff. And I think he's kind of turned the corner on that. And tonight was by far the most vocal that I've seen him in huddles.
And then I know every game takes on its own identity, but how important have these last 2 games here at home been just in terms of generating some confidence and momentum to carry moving forward after a bit of a rough stretch?
Yeah, certainly when the schedule came out and we had 4 of our first 6 on the road, and a couple of those road games, we'd love to play them again now, just because we're gaining a little bit of rhythm, maybe. We're a more confident team. I don't think that our younger guys and maybe some of our newer guys really knew what to expect in the SEC going on the road. Not that it's going to change the results when we go the next time on the road in the SEC or Baylor. But I do think there's a okay, now we kind of know what expectations can be. Whereas I think there was a lot of unknown in those first few road games.
Yeah, Coach, how good was it to see those fast break points and points off turnovers in the first half?
Yeah, I mean, when we are active defensively and getting our hands on balls and having our defense create offense, we're a really good team in transition. I thought we did that, especially in the first half. So I mean, that's when your defense holds somebody to 14 points and 12% from the field, that allows you to get out and play before a defense gets set.
And then just Mekhi Mitchell's night, 10 points, 8 rebounds, had a couple of those alley-oops there late in the second half. Just what do you think about him?
Yeah, I thought he played really well. Close to a double-double. His 3 blocks, I thought he did a great job interior. He was assigned to number 12, KJ Williams, did a great job of walling him up, going vertical, holding him to 2 for 10. I mean, we need, Mekhi to play really well, and he did that tonight for us.
Eric, you've been with Devo his entire college career. Is he having one of his best stretches, do you think, since you've been coaching him?
There's no doubt. I mean, the biggest thing is, and my wife said it, 2 days ago, is his shot selection's been unbelievable. He's playing the point guard with Anthony. He's, tonight he was, telling us to slow it down and get a good shot and milk the shot clock. And that's, maturity on his part. It's him understanding, the system, understanding what we're looking for at certain stretch, down the stretch. Defensively, again, it's another level. And now offensively, he's doing the same exact thing from an offensive standpoint. He's doing a good job taking care of the basketball, and it's really cool to see growth in his game, both as a leader and offensively and defensively. He keeps getting better. I don't know how that's possible, but he keeps doing it.
You've mentioned that he's been pretty vocal in huddles too. How are the guys kind of responding to that? And then what's it like? It's your 3rd year with the guy. Just what's it like kind of seeing that growth from him?
Yeah, I think the players have kind of been waiting for some internal leadership. I really do. I mean, it's interesting because I have so many friends that come and observe practice, people from out of town that might not know our players' personalities. And I love to get their feedback. And one of the themes has been it's a group that does a great job listening and trying to do the right things, but at times a little bit quiet. Unlike maybe some of our other teams that we kind of knew, Jalen Williams was going to be really, really vocal. Mason Jones, really, really vocal. JD Note knew exactly what we wanted. So we've had some Jimmy Witt, we've had some Jalen Tate, we've had some real vocal guys. And we need Devo to continue to evolve into that guy for us.
AB was just in here and told us that Jalen Graham kind of gave y'all a spark off the bench tonight. He's plus 20 in 17 minutes. What did you make of his overall performance?
Yeah, I mean, he's an offensive weapon, for sure. I think, defensive rebounding did a better job tonight than maybe some other games. And, when he's a different player than Kamani, because we use him in the hot spot against the zone some, and he's got a little bit of a floater, and Kamani's more physical and gives you offensive rebounding and depending on the night, depends on the guy, and both of them need to be ready for sure coming off that bench for us, especially why one of the Mitchells is out with his injury.
Speaking of Mikal, we saw him dressed out, didn't look like he was available. Do you have any update on him?
No, he's day to day. Was out for sure tonight. I mean, the suiting up, I just felt like we got enough dudes in street clothes. Can you just suit up so that when I look down there, I think I have another body. And he was like, yeah, sure, coach. Cause he did not have his shoe tied. I promise you that.
Eric, you touched on points off turnovers. That was a really big stat for y'all in your hot start to non-conference. It didn't go real well. Now you guys kind of flipped back last game and especially tonight. Well, what do you think's been the key to that, and how important is it? And do you think that's something you can keep going?
Yeah, I think I think naturally teams take a little bit better care of the ball at home. Maybe with our crowd, we're able to get into people a little bit more. But we certainly want to take that on the road. I think in neutral site games, we did a great job, of creating turnovers, whether it be Little Rock, whether it be Tulsa, whether it be in Maui. So we need to now do that we need to create some turnovers on a true road game.
I don't know. Maybe you've taken a microphone after a game before. If so, I've forgotten. But what prompted you to do that? And just what do you think of the crowd given, pretty bad weather?
I had a friend in from Palm Springs and another one in from Atlanta. And I told them they're going to see an incredible atmosphere. And they were like, well, how is that going to happen with the weather? And I said, just watch. And, but we, throughout the day, we kept getting ticket requests from friends and people we know. And I thought that was pretty intriguing because, I kept asking the staff, you guys got any extra tickets? And I kept waiting for people to say, yeah, I got extra tickets. And everybody kept saying, no, people keep calling us. But I grabbed the mic just because I felt like they deserved a huge thank you because the weather is not good out there right now. Yep, let's go home. Drive safe.